Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Jermall Charlo basically calls out Demetrius Andrade, calls him chinny as hell, and wants the zone to hit him up. So let's just break it down honestly and objectively. It looks like Jermall Charlo has finally found, the courage to call out or to face a respectable opponent. He's been fighting the Dennis Hogans, the Matt Korobovs, the Brandon Adams, but now he's looking to fight a guy in his prime, in his own weight class. But let's see if he's serious and true about it, because this is his statement when he was asked, would he be interested in fighting Demetrius Andrade for a title unification? Jermall Charlo said, hell yeah, he's interested in fighting Demetrius Andrade. He's a southpaw and he's chinny as hell. Now we understand why Jermall Charlo would be looking for this, because, Jermall Charlo does not want to take on a heavy task or a guy that he can't get out of there. He wants to look good with knockouts, but unfortunately his last fight against a guy from 154, Brandon Adams, he was unable to get out of the fight. So we can understand that he's looking for a guy who caters a little bit more to his style. But here's the problem. Demetrius Andrade is much better defensively than Brandon Adams. He hits harder than Brandon Adams. He's faster than Brandon Adams. He has dimensions to his game, angles, and here's the problem for Jermall Charlo. His defense isn't that great. So I just think that Demetrius Andrade is going to open up a boxing clinic on Jermall Charlo if that fight were to be made. Jermall Charlo says he's open for it, but is Demetrius Andrade really chinny? Well, Demetrius Andrade has shown vulnerabilities when he fought Vanes Martirosyan, and he was dropped in that fight. And so maybe that is what he's looking at, is saying, hey, this guy's chinny. But other than that, you really don't see Demetrius Andrade getting hurt fight after fight, but mostly because he hasn't faced top-tier, elite-level competition fight after fight. So it's pretty much very subjective on how you want to view that. And then you see Demetrius Andrade in return said, I would love to fight both of them Charlos, not just one. So Demetrius Andrade's up for the fight. He's been calling the Charlos out, and it looks like they're finally answering the call. So at this point, you even see all the national media saying, Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade is the fight that needs to happen. It's a title unification. Both of these guys need a big fight. And once these guys get a big fight, then it makes sense for one of them to face Canelo or Triple G at that point. Because that's literally the only thing that's holding up either one of those guys, is that these guys need to face each other. They need to get a unification under their belt. Then they can face one of the bigger, better names in the division. Then these guys can come out and face somebody with a bigger and better brand. And, especially since both of these guys keep calling out Canelo. They want Triple G. And you have to understand, if these guys want to be mentioned as a suitable opponent for these guys, they got to stop waiting on Canelo. They got to stop waiting in line. They actually have to fight somebody. Similar to what Danny Jacobs did. You see Danny Jacobs take on a plethora of good opponents. Danny Jacobs fought Triple G. Danny Jacobs fought, Magi Selecki. Then Danny Jacobs even fought Sergey Deverynchenko. So even if these guys don't want to fight each other, fight a guy like Sergey Deverynchenko. Fight each other, fight Sergey Deverynchenko, fight a quality, top-level opponent, and then you can get the respect you need to step into those bigger fights. Because neither one of these guys are superstars. Neither one of these guys have the world of boxing eyes on them, or even their respect, because these guys haven't fought the best, the top-tier competition. So fighting a guy like each other or fighting a Sergey Deverynchenko would put those guys up right where they belong. There's no more excuses for either one of these guys. They need to fight each other to fight the absolute best. But once again, Unbiased, as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.